Opening up mail. Oh, I got it. Yo, let's go.
Your
We
fan
are
mail?
live. Hello, everybody.
We are live. Are you sure you want to be live right now?
Yes.
Hello, all.
I'm going to power through this today. All right. How is everybody? Let's see who we got in here. All right. We got Lolo. Thank goodness she's able to talk in here. Mary, Dipsy, Alec. We'll give some time for people to come in here. Let everything catch
Absolutely.
up.
Look at what I got in the mail.
What did you get in the mail? Oh, no!
Dude, that's cool.
Bruh.
That is cool.
That's amazing. Where did you, oh, you got those from eBay, didn't you?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, there's Brian.
They stupid price.
Yeah.
I was hoping Brian wouldn't be here so I can talk a lot of crap about him.
That'd be awesome. We need all the
He
dirt.
just keeps pulling that heat. I don't know how he does it.
He just sent me a picture, just texted me a picture of him holding a pack, and you can tell there's an SIR sitting in there somewhere.
Holy cow.
So, of course.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less.
Oh my goodness. The luck.
I am so glad to see that Mary came back. And Tyler.
Mary. Hello.
Yes. All right. Well, everybody, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in on a Saturday because this is not our normal streaming time. Although I'm kind of starting to wonder if we need to move our stream time to like Wednesdays at 6.
Yeah. That was a lot of people came in here
that was cool.
That was insane. So, but yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us today. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time coming, I think.
I think so too. And I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Yeah. Like I said, I think we'll give them a couple more minutes to come in. I know everyone's always busy on Saturday. It's the rest day.
But I think that Wednesday was just a testament of what you mean to this community, honestly, because it was just raid after raid after raid, and I was just like, that is so freaking cool.
I mean, I felt so loved and appreciated, and just all the people that were there, just oh my gosh, it was amazing. And I mean, just the feeling I got was just, it almost makes me want to cry. It just felt so good.
100%. No, I get that 100%.
Yeah.
And people were sticking around and hanging out. Like, that's another testament to what you guys are doing. MS, it was MS, right? Was putting on
yeah.
Go, and that was a lot of ripping, by the way.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I totally wasn't expecting him to give anything away. You know, we were just kind of joking around about it, and he's like, "Yo, you know what? Here, we'll do this." I'm like, "Oh heck yeah,
That's
amazing."
awesome.
That is amazing, and it was good to see Mary was able to actually talk in here, because I know, you know, there's been some people that's been getting like oddly shadow banned in channels and unable to talk in a lot of channels. So,
well, YouTube is just doing some how do we put it nicely, changes that are really affecting a lot of people. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like that 8,000 watch hours. I'm like, that's wild. I don't know if I could have gotten 8,000 watch hours ever.
No. I mean, I haven't even hit 1,000 watch hours. Like, Al, what are your watch hours at this point? Probably like bazillion.
Yeah, a couple thousand or something like that.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep track of, and it's hard to compare, because you've been, if I'm correct, you were out of work for a while, and I was like, oh snap, ALB's on again,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then it's like it's doing this auto translate thing Like you come in to chat and said, yo, and it come out to yes. And I
I've
know,
never noticed.
yeah. And like I put in chat the other day, I'm like, hey bear. And it come out to the world is empty. And I'm like, that is not something I would say.
Yeah.
Are you
Like
okay, Barry?
my emo days are way past. What is happening right now?
Oh my gosh.
World is empty.
That, yeah, okay.
It's like a flashback to Smashing Pumpkins. But yeah, it's crazy. And I'm definitely not enjoying it at this point. Like all the changes they're making and the craziness that's
Mhm.
happening. So
And it's funny because the revenue for them is coming in just the same, except
yeah.
now they have less people to pay out to, and it's wild.
Yeah. Now I know they didn't change their metrics for the first step of monetization. So it's still
Okay, so that's
500,
okay.
right? It's still 500, 3,000 watch hours and I think a million I don't even
Uh-huh.
remember. But so they haven't changed that, but yeah, it was that second step, that ad revenue that they changed.
Okay.
Ad revenue is a joke anyway, so
Yeah, I don't
really
make
is.
anything from ad revenue.
Oh,
I make like $20 a month, maybe. Between 20 to 50, maybe.
but
Just depends on how many times I go live.
how does that even work though? Like do you get paid for like your number of views, number of likes, number of, or is it just
Basically, how long people watch and how many ads they click into or watch, essentially.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
very random.
8,000 watch hours is wild. It's there's not even a word that comes to my brain right now that would describe 8,000 watch hours.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
there's words, but I just can't say them here.
it's better not to say them.
Yeah,
No, that's absolutely. And I mean, I have friends that were doing this that are already like, well, at least, now I'm not going to waste my time. And I'm like, that kind of sucks that they feel that way.
yeah. I mean, because you put all this time and effort into something like this, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, you know what, we're gonna take this back. Which I don't think right, you're grandfathered in. Like if you're already monetized
Right.
with the ad
Right.
revenue, you don't. But do you have to keep up with the 8,000 hours, or do you have to keep up with the old whatever it was?
I think for us, like once you hit monetization, you stop worrying about any of the metrics really. They don't necessarily matter anymore. So you can't be unmonetized unless you break some sort of
One
rule.
second, I'm emptying my trash. Again, I've been sick for the past 2 days.
Gotcha. What?
Yeah. So unless you break some sort of rule or you just literally just straight stop putting out content, because we did have somebody that was monetized and then they just kind of went MIA for like 3 months straight. And when they came back to start doing it again, they were unmonetized. So
Oh, dang.
yeah. Yeah. So once you get it, you got to kind of cherish it a bit and make sure that you keep up with it for the most part.
Right. Right. So why don't you tell us about your channel? Like we already know about it, but some of these other people here might not.
Yeah, whoever pops onto the podcast here and or replays it, right?
Yep.
Definitely, it was birthed from my son. He goes by KiddioGame. Just one year for his birthday, he was like, "For my birthday, I don't want anything. I just want to start a YouTube channel." It was his 8th birthday, I believe. So naturally, my wife and I went through a whole back and forth with like, okay, if this is what he wants, we want to, nurture that creativity. But on the same note, being a parent, and knowing how scary the internet can be,
Yep.
um, was one of those things that we went back and forth for a while. So it didn't officially start on his birthday, even though the idea was born there. It took us a few weeks, my wife and I, have going back and forth to kind of figure out okay, we want, because he's such a bright kid. Top 1% in the entire state in his state exams,
Wow.
spelling champion, like you name it academically, he's probably achieved it or he's gonna achieve it. So he literally, he really is really is a bright minded. And if this is coming from a teacher, I actually had him in my classroom last year when he was a fourth grader.
Oh,
So he was
cool.
actually my student, which was an interesting process all on its own. But yeah, we finally okayed with like, okay, he can make the videos, he can do the editing, because I think that's what he was most into, editing like a video. Um, and his passion, like something he always grew up with, was Pokemon. Partially from me, the idea was born from me because I was a Pokemon kid from when it started. Me and Ash were 10 years old at the same time, you know.
Oh,
But then he happened to be 10 years old with the next 26 years of people, so that changed things there. But when Ash was truly 10 years old, so was I. Um, and I've always loved Pokemon. I've always kind of collected it on and off. Never knew what a master set was. I wish I did. That way I could actually have master sets of older sets. But Kiddio, my wife would always read him readers as a baby, a toddler, an infant, all the way to even nowadays. She still will read some books with him, and they're usually Pokemon books.
that's awesome.
So that's kind of where the Pokemon idea came from. And then everything else we just kind of threw together. Video games, okay, cards, okay, and just kind of built this community. And now we just, we roll with it. Have a lot of fun with the community that does show up and hang out with us. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think that's kind of, I think I see that a lot more now, people getting into the hobby with their children, or
mhm,
like in my case, it was because of my child. I was
right.
already an adult when Pokemon came to the US. So, at
Mhm.
19 years old, I'm like, Pokemon, bleh, you know? But then
Yeah, exactly.
I get a second grader who's like, hey, buy me this Pokemon pack. I'm like, what you open a Pokemon for? Well, the kids at school are trading. Okay, so let's get into it, and it was kind of the same thing. But yeah, it
Yes,
and then starting channels with their kid. And I love seeing families bond over a hobby like that. And then also
absolutely,
put out content with their family. Like,
absolutely.
I don't think I see many other hobbies that put out content like Pokemon, and maybe I'm just missing them. But like family related and family togetherness with the hobby.
No, I agree with you. I don't. I know there. You could search around and find some stuff. I'm sure. Families painting together or whatever. But this card collecting, this hobby, TCG in general, is just one of those things where, like, how fun it is. How fun is it to just find a box of 9 packs or whatever, like an ETB. And I'm trying to include all, like the Lorcana or whatever it is, whatever floats your boat, and just sit down with the family and everybody that's around you enjoys it, and you're literally just having fun trying to collect. Like it's one of a kind. It really is.
I
Yeah,
like two piece.
you like two piece.
Two piece. Yeah, yeah. We want to whip those out in front of the kids for sure. Hey, but you know what? There's families that allow their kiddos to be a little more than others. So yeah, to each their own, as I've been saying over and over again. So
I mean,
I'll tell you
we
this: One Piece is not Y shorts, so
exactly. Yeah,
One Piece
yeah,
is still kid friendly in my eyes.
yeah. No,
yeah, well, yeah.
I will say that like my husband and my son, they've been watching One Piece. They skip over all the fillers, so they're only watching like the main storyline, and then
Hmm.
they open One Piece, and I have not seen anything that's been like, oh my gosh, cover your ears, cover your eyes kind of thing yet.
Yeah.
But I have seen some White Schwartz cards, and I'm like, how? Why? Why?
Why, Kyle? Why?
why?
Oh my goodness.
Like,
My daddy-o.
it's an animation,
Yeah.
and so yeah, that's definitely a thing. But hold on, I'm reading.
Yeah, I was reading too.
What's your name to find your live? Didn't it? Oh, okay. That's weird, Lori.
And I heard that from several people yesterday when I was watching Pokeribs Kellen as well, that they're not seeing the live around the logos.
Huh.
Alive around the logos, really?
Yeah, like how you have the
Yeah.
little. Yeah, that's weird. That is weird. I know. When I did schedule this live, I actually had to like back out and come back in and go in through Studio just to find this scheduled live.
Huh.
It was, yeah, it's what, you know what? YouTube is just irritating me right now.
That's fair. That is
Yeah.
fair. Yep, same thing as Kellen last night. Okay, so yeah, Lori was even, and Pokeribs Kellen actually got the CTR raid last night, so that was really cool for them.
Really?
Hey,
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I don't
I
guess
know, right? Like
I don't guess I
when the
know
big
Calvin.
guys help the little guys.
Oh, so tell like when it comes to you being a creator and with your son, like how are you balancing like parenting your kid and then parenting as a creator too? Like there's got to be some sort of
Absolutely. So the biggest, like, I think the biggest thing is, and I was actually going to bring it up at some point, basically asking like Daddy-O game, the character I play on this channel versus who I really am.
yeah,
And I think that role kind of plays KiddioGame versus who he actually is are definitely, we're definitely playing a role. Um, it's we find a way to separate what we're doing and hanging out. I don't know if you've watched the progression or if anybody, there's people here that I already see names that have seen the progression of how it was more difficult for him to interact with me because he's very respectful. He's a very respectful kid. Stays out of trouble. Is very compliant. We ask him to do something, he doesn't even question it. He literally will do whatever we ask him to do the first time. Clean your room, help me with the yard. So he's literally like if you were to put an order in for a perfect child, he's darn close to it. So he had trouble, and I started telling him, I'm like, okay, KiddioGame and Daddy-O game aren't me and you. It's parts of us, right? Like we're bringing parts of us into this, but we can be a little bit different, and we have to learn to separate what's happening on the screen in front of the cameras with what we have going on as soon as the cameras go off and we go out and have family dinner. Oftentimes that's kind of our go-to. We'll go to like Cheddar's or something after, or Chili's or whatever. But I think the biggest thing with him was kind of talking him through like it's okay to be silly with me. So now like now I'm having to like tone him down a little bit. Like you don't got to say bruh so many times, type of thing. But it's funny. It's who he is when he hangs out with his friends, and that's kind of what I told him. I'm like, just treat me like a buddy. Like we're here hanging out. I'm ripping packs. We're talking smack with each other. Obviously things that he won't do whenever we're on our day-to-day basis, like, oh, we got to go do some chores or we got to get things done, run some errands or whatever. So that's kind of been where the channel's growing, and we've found that people are telling us like we love it when Kiddio is dissing you and just being silly with you. That's when we're really enjoying the channel, um, which has been awesome because he's getting better and better at it. So I think the better we get at our banter with each other, our back and forth, the more entertaining we can be, because he can be a really silly kid.
that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And just, yeah, I mean, and that's a great way to put it too. because like I think there kind of has to be a separation. Obviously when you guys are on
Mhm.
camera, you're having that fun, and you can still have fun off camera, obviously. But
Right.
there also has to be like a real life sort of aspect. Like you have to, like,
Yeah.
this is real life now. Now we have chores, now we have responsibilities, we have homework, we have whatever.
hmm
So it's a good way to put it, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask Al.
What?
Al, how do you pronounce your first name, by the way?
ALB.
Oh,
Nah, nah. Well, anyways, how?
I've been stretching it out as far as not availing it to any more YouTube. So
Oh, okay. Oh, fair. I didn't know that because I'm like, I know your name. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I didn't say. I'm glad I didn't try to say it.
that's why
But
I got my
how?
PO box with my ALB and no longer my address, no nothing like that anymore.
I love it, man. Fair enough, and I respect that because that's probably the way our channel is going. That's kind of got to be our next move as well.
yeah.
I didn't expect to ever be monetized. I didn't expect to ever reach, hey, can we send you so and so or whatever? And then also, our additional thing that we do with donating the cards to the kiddos, and people, there's a lot of people that respond to that, and they're like, "Oh, we'll send you some bulk so you can make these packs or whatever," which I'm sure we can talk to at some point.
Yep.
Alberta says Tyler Hall, but how close is ALB trading the person on camera to who you actually are on a day-to-day basis?
I am right now the way I am normally.
Okay, and some
On the
people are.
podcast. Now I'll tell you my YouTube, my lives, I present myself as a host and I'm doing a game show or I'm doing something, so
100%.
I have way more energy and I attack it a little bit differently than what I'm doing right now.
Yep.
So
Right, right.
we're just hanging out here.
And
100%. Yeah.
that was kind of the idea behind this podcast too, is that we could all come in, and whoever's our guest for the day, whatever, like, we're here, this is us, and this
Yes.
is where you can come and be yourself without fear of judgment, without you know
Mhm.
and just talk about whatever comes to mind that day. It's obviously
Yeah,
mostly
for sure.
centered around Pokemon because that's what we're all into. But like we were talking before we went live, like what our other interests are, and
Mhm.
there's nothing saying you can't talk about whatever you want on here.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Because yeah, we would have gone on and on and on and just missed the
Oh,
live and just had conversations all day. But for sure, no, absolutely. Um, and it's funny because I do treat it different. Like Al says, like he's a little different, when he's doing the game show thing versus just hanging out with us right now. For me, it's definitely like putting on, I don't want to say a full on mask, but it was the only way I can get Kiddio to change the way he interacts with me.
yeah,
And the more comfortable he's getting with that, the more entertaining we've become. So that's always been a huge one. And putting on the KiddioGame mask has been pretty easy for me because it's kind of the same persona I play as a teacher.
yep,
This very nice family guy, and not to say I'm not that, but I definitely talk different and act different off camera than I do, while we're playing these roles on KiddioGame, because I knowing that it's his channel and we will attract like some younger viewers. I kind of want to be that in between.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense for sure. So how? I mean, okay, let's talk about too. Like, so I think about everybody knows, maybe not, but you are a teacher
hmm
and you teach fourth grade. You said.
Fourth grade. Yep.
What is that like? Like, what is it like being a teacher?
You know what? It'll change from year to year. So like honestly, you have a year's worth of work with a group of kiddos, and then all of a sudden, and I like this question from Tyler. I'll get back to that one right there.
Yep.
All of a sudden, um, What was I talking about? Tyler, you distracted me. By the way, I'm known for losing my thought.
Hey, we're all
Um,
ADD. Trust me.
all right, what was I going on about?
Being a teacher, what it's like to be a teacher.
Okay, being a teacher. Okay. Yeah, it's because I've really turned my brain off from work. It was our first week of school this past week, so yeah,
Yep.
I barely survived it, and I couldn't wait to get to this moment. But yeah, no, it does change from year to year, and I think that's kind of, I hope every teacher sees it that way, because if you try to do the same thing year after year with a completely different group of kids, you cannot succeed. These kids, I would say that building a relationship with them first is going to be what's most important. Like, even me thinking back to all of my teachers, I don't remember what they taught me, but I do remember how they treated me.
Yeah.
And the teachers that treated me well, I hold them with like the highest regards. Like, I couldn't wait to go to Mr. Nord's class, or Coach Hendricks's class, or and it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, I build relationships with them first, but imagine taking care of 49, 10-year olds, for 8 hours a day. It's
Wow.
taxing on you
You have
mentally and physically, for sure.
49 kids in your class?
Two classes. We
Okay.
rotate, so yeah, like half and half, half and half.
Oh my goodness gracious. I was about to lose my mind for a minute.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. So luckily, now, not to say I haven't had situations where administrations felt that I was the best resource for them, and all of a sudden they put me in a cafeteria or a computer lab with 50
Ah,
kids to try to teach them a lesson all at once. Uh, but that's those are stories all on their own.
oh my gosh. So let's get to Tyler's question real quick, because I definitely want to incorporate all that into the other questions I'm about to ask. So where was it? Let me go find it.
Right here,
Well,
Daddio, does Kiddio tell the kids on the playground, and is there any issues there? I've always thought, and hi JR, I've always thought that that was the most interesting part about him. Um, Speaking of Kiddio, he won't tell anybody. Like, he doesn't care to. Um, his goals like are not to be, the biggest YouTuber around. He doesn't even care for that. He just wants to do the parts of it that he likes. He wants to hang out with me, because honestly, before we turn the camera on, I feel like we probably have the most fun. Like, the 15, 20, 30 minutes that we're sitting here before we go live is probably the most fun we have in the entire process of the day, of what we do. And he wants to start animating. So we're definitely going to be going back, and editing. We're definitely going to be going back to making more shorts and long form videos. But yeah, I've always found it very interesting that he doesn't care to tell anybody. He doesn't try to. There's not been an issue, because I'm not sure how many people are aware of, but Kiddio literally donates every card to the schools. And it started off as one classroom, which was my classroom. And then it expanded to like the whole grade level. And then it expanded to the whole school. And at this point, we are making prize packs for 2 school districts. And I don't even know how many schools they spread those packs amongst. So it could be upwards of like 30 schools that we are making packs for. ALB has been a big part of sending us cards, bulk, different things, to kind of help that cause. But all of this came from the brain of when he was 9 years old. He's like, you know, in the playground, he's talking to his buddies about all these cool cards that, we're pulling, and they don't have Pokemon cards, even though they like Pokemon, because the district that my wife and I work in, the district that um, we believe in so much that we would put our own kids into, because we know there's great people doing great things there. Unfortunately, it's a lower income district, referred to as a Title I school district. And most of these families don't have like that loose income they can just throw around and buy packs. Like they need to spend their money on what we need. We need groceries. We need, electricity. We need clothes. So there's not a lot of extra money for them. And Kiddio noticed that, and he's like, "Why can't we give them our cards? We don't need all of them."
Amazing.
Yeah, that and like when he said that, my wife and I, of course, came together and we're like, "How do we do it? We can't just willy nilly like throw them out there." First come, first serve. So we as teachers, we used our platform and said, "Well, our school uses this point system. Students that are behaving, students that are answering questions, or just being respectful, responsible, more efficient workers, basically earn points. And we've put these mini packs that we make into the shop that they are allowed to spend their points at, and that's how they buy them. And a lot of schools and school districts that we're working with now follow the same suit.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, and definitely before the end of this podcast today, I want to get that information out as to how people can donate and send this kind of stuff to you to help this cause.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's so important, like you said, these families are working so hard and spending every last dime on what they need
Yep.
that they're not
Yep.
able to really do stuff that they want. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been in that position, and it sucks.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So have I.
And so to have the life that I have now compared to before, like I think back and I'm like, what could I do now to help who I was before? Or to help the people
Absolutely.
that are in that same position. And I think that is amazing. And we definitely need to get that out there. And I would love to be a part of that.
I love it. Yeah, we love to hear it. JR is here hanging out. He has a big box coming our way sometime soon. We've gotten gigantic donations from Pokey Ribs Kellen, Ghost Spencer, Less Than Gauche, maybe not known by a lot of people in this community. It's Toke Pools, like it just goes on and on. So many people that heard what Kiddio was doing and decided to support that. And I was like, this is crazy. I never in my wildest dreams. Um, so yeah, I'll put out pictures on Discord of all these packs that we're making, and it'll be like the family. We get together, we're just there talking, hanging out, listening to music, making these mini packs, and then every time I get a chance, I'll go drive them out to whatever school or school district needs a restock. We restock apparently better than Pokemon does. So
That's awesome. Tyler was
That's why I
asking.
chose. That's why I chose you whenever I was doing the Christmas Creator Clash to help out disperse
yes,
some of
sir.
the stuff that we got.
Yes, sir. And I know we ran into some of the logistical, like legal things where I'm like, I can't share out like photos and stuff. I can't
Yeah,
record, but just letting you know, like it's one of those things where like you couldn't imagine how happy you make somebody to receive something. It's just like life changing for them, honestly. Because honestly, some of the people, some of the kiddos, some of the families, they probably didn't even have gifts under their tree. Maybe they didn't even have a tree. Like it's just we do what
wish
we
I had.
can when
I
we can.
wish I had more time during that season. I just didn't know it was going to be that crazy of an experience. I didn't know we were going to raise that much money. I didn't know everything was going to run the way it did because I
Yeah,
literally was running around with my head cut off. And a lot of people don't know UPS whenever it's in December, we're working 60, 70 hours a week. So
I mean,
doing
and
that, did
you didn't
put
just
everything
dip your
together and
toes. You jumped in head first. You were like, let's go.
yeah, to the point where
and
I didn't want to. I'm not going to do the same thing if I do the same thing because a lot of people have been asking for it, but I'm going to have to do it a little bit differently. Give me
it's
some
funny because do you remember what happened to my package or the package you sent my way?
California for some reason.
It
What?
traveled the world. Apparently, it traveled before it was even in my direction. So yeah, it was crazy. It was something.
Wow.
Yeah, it
but
was
it all
definitely.
worked out.
Yeah, it was like the day before, like he finally got it, or the day. No, it was the day before Christmas. He
Yeah,
finally
like the
got
day
it. He
before,
was.
like
Yeah.
the day before Christmas Eve or something like that. And yeah, so we went out and yeah, it was crazy. Let's
I sent
see.
it out
We got
with
finally
plenty of time, though. I sent it out with plenty of time. It just ended up in California for some reason.
that was crazy. Are parents more of an issue than the kids most times?
Ooh.
Maybe. I haven't had that. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't want to jinx it, but like I usually try
Maybe.
to build a relationship with the families and letting them know like I'm not trying to take over or replace any part of this kid's life. I'm trying to be a partner in helping raise this little one, right? Whether it's, a boy or a girl, whatever, this, your little one, I just want to be a part of their story. So whatever I can do as their teacher, as your partner, that's what we're going to do. And a lot of times the parents respond really well to that because I'm not going to call parents and tell them like, okay, you're not doing this right. To each their own. Just, some people are just doing the best they can,
Yeah.
and they don't know any different. So yeah, good question, Tyler.
So I want to add to that too, because we had this moment with our daughter that we had to call a meeting with the teachers, and I don't even remember what was going on, but we had to call a
Mm-hmm.
meeting with the teachers, and we got there for this meeting, and they were immediately on the defensive. Like they expected us to come in angry and upset about something, and we were just gonna lay into them. And I'm like, no, we're like you exactly like you said, like you have our
Mm-hmm.
child for half the time. Like we are
Yeah.
all in this
Yeah.
together. Like we're definitely not here to lay into you, but they were like on the defensive immediately. Like someone had come in and already laid into them at some point for them to
Yeah.
expect.
That kind of sounds like they were already on the defensive. It had something had happened to them before that they felt that way. But yeah, no, 100%. Even as a parent, um, a lot of the teachers come to me and they have like a different expectation for me because they're like you're a teacher and a parent, so I'm like no, like let's figure out what's best for whatever situation is happening, and I'm just a partner. I'm not here to take over. I'm not here to get after anybody. I just want the best possible solution, and we can talk that through, work it out. It's pretty basic stuff. I 100% get you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was pretty sad about the fact that they were, like on the defensive right away. But I definitely understood it, and I'm like, oh no, that's not why we're here. Like we're here
Yeah,
to, like figure out what needs to happen right now. Um,
absolutely, absolutely.
so yeah. So how do you balance that homework creator life just in general? Because like you're at work for half your day, you're at
Mhm.
home the other half, and you're factoring in creating at the same time. Like,
Right.
what is that like for you?
I'm gonna say a lot of the puzzle pieces just kind of fit, and made it easy for us to do all of this. With the creator part, the fact that Kidio is the one that actually does the editing. Like I don't know how many people believe it or not. I know I've made YouTube shorts about him like sitting there, and I had to like fast forward it um, like times 10 to show like how dedicated he is and sits there and edits and does all the things. He legit does like 90% of the editing. All I do is I'll watch it and I'll be like, oh, you should do this here and you should do this here. But I literally am just giving him suggestions most of the time. And he's like, oh, okay, I can do that. And he'll fix it, or add whatever I tell him to add, just in terms of ideas. But yeah, he does the editing. So it makes the content creator part easy because the only time I put into is when I'm sitting in front of the camera recording it, and the channel really is his. So my goal, of course, is just building him a strong community for either when he takes over and it's just KiddioGame alone, or we've talked about I keep doing this with him until he becomes Daddio-Game, and there's another KiddioGame in the picture. Like just funny things my wife and I have said and thrown around. But that makes the content creator part easy. Also, we're not pumping stuff out every day.
Right.
I go based off of what he wants to do. He has this new short series idea, and I'm just letting him build those videos like at his own pace. And when he's ready to post one, I'll post it. So I just go by what he wants to do. Could we get more subs and all this stuff if we're pumping stuff out every day? Absolutely. But then I'd be taking over what I want to be his channel.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just a featured character, and I wanted to be that. I might be running the giveaways and those types of things, but at the end of the day, I just want him to train and be more comfortable being in front of a camera and talking to me, and I'll just be here to support. As far as the teacher part, that's always been interesting, but I think what when I say the puzzle pieces have kind of lined up is my wife is also a teacher. We went to college together. We had most of the same classes together, even as early as high school. Our school counselor like knew we were dating, and she was cool, so she put us like in almost every single class in high school together.
Wow.
Same thing in college. Our first year of college, we originally had like different plans. And we were, taking our basics. And then all of a sudden we both decided like, we want to like service people. We want to help. And teacher was kind of like where we landed. So we both ended up being teachers, and we had all the same like college classes as well. But those were easier because you sign up for those. And now we teach at the same school, literally in the same hallway. Different grades, but nonetheless, it kind of makes everything else easy to kind of fall into place because we both have that mindset of we're going to serve others, the best we can and just try to help our community. And then that made that easier. And then that just kind of blends into the everyday life. So now it's just a matter of the issue most families have. We're trying to balance all the things. Daughter is varsity cheer. She literally just cheered at the Houston Texans preseason game on Thursday.
That is awesome.
Put on a halftime show performance. I know it was crazy, like the craziest thing. He went nuts when he saw her on the jumbotron. It was just, it's just insane. So today, like literally, my wife just drove off. I heard the garage door open because she's taking my daughter to cheer, and it's just that every day, so and so has to do this, so and so has to do this, and balancing that. But that I think that's basically in every family type of thing. Soccer practice, so and so, so and so. So it's all kind of fit together like a puzzle. And our biggest thing is we don't force it. We just kind of let it happen. So whenever there's a video ready, we'll post it. Whenever, it's time to log in and go to work, we do it together as a family. And it's just been easy to kind of incorporate content creating into what we do.
Yeah. What program do you guys use to edit?
He uses CapCut. I only know because I see it charge me every month.
Okay. And I asked because, my son is also wanting to learn how to edit, and that's what I use is CapCut. And I've sent some stuff to somebody else to edit for me. I'm like, I hate editing, but that's something that I would love to show him how to do. And so I was just curious to know what.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So Tyler is saying, do you miss teaching cursive? And which is tougher, Common Core math or reading for comprehension?
Okay, so we're in a state that doesn't use Common Core, but I do get the gist of it because we do talk about it a lot. I am a math and science teacher. I have never taught any other subject other than math and science. So I'm going to call myself blessed in that essence because those are my go-tos. And I don't know if I have the patience to do reading. I throw my heart out there to all the reading teachers. or to like my wife who teaches first grade, where she teaches every single subject. I think that's crazy. I couldn't do it.
Oh, I can't imagine. So, and it's interesting to know that you're a math teacher because I probably have like a bazillion questions.
Well, I'm not smarter than a fifth grader at this point. My math goes up to fourth grade level, so hopefully it's not nothing too tough.
Well, that is okay because like oh, Puck wasn't even talking to me when he said, "Hey, you married?" He said, "Hey, you both married?" Okay. So, so have you ever do you ever run onto kids that are so good at math that they don't have to write down their work? They just can figure it out in their head and just write down the answer? And how do you handle that?
It's funny because Kiddio is literally one of those, and I've come to realize that my forte has been I got to find what works best for each kiddo.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do come across, so last year I had him and his one of his best friends in the same class, and they were both similar in that sense. This year, his teacher has been coming to me and telling me basically the same thing. It's him and another buddy that are working similarly, and they're just like far beyond what he has to teach right now, to the point that he's kind of like, is it okay if I'm, not making him do this or making him do that? Um, so I'm a big believer in everybody learns differently,
Yeah.
and my goal has always just been I got to work with every individual as best as I can. So we have like these small group rotations where I can learn the kiddos' thinking process a lot more. So I can let them work the way they work best. There's times where I have a student like that where I'm like, okay, but I need to see your thinking a little bit. So I don't need you to work out the whole problem. Kind of just write down what you're doing. Like, show me what you're doing. And it won't be every question. It'll just be like, I'll go sit down with them and see, like, okay, show me how you're thinking through this, because perhaps even though they're normally correct, this time they got it wrong, and I want to help them just kind of tweak their thinking. But I won't change their thinking process. I definitely let them kind of do their own thing. So
Yeah.
my job, even when I'm teaching multiplication, I actually teach like 5 to 10 different ways to multiply, and every kid will be like, "Oh, this one is what works best for me," and that's what I let them do.
Yeah. And it's funny because I asked that because we've had teachers. Last year was one of them that they basically tell them like, this is the way you need to do it. This is how you have to show us. Like, we don't want you doing math any other way. This is how, when they're taking 10 steps to solve a problem, as opposed to, like our son was very interested in learning the quote unquote old fashioned way of doing math, right? So that's how we
Uh-huh.
taught him at home. And
Yep.
that was the best way for him to do it. And now he's being basically forced to learn, this other way of doing math. And he's like, I don't understand it. But
Right. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. It's one of the it's just yeah, it's one of those things where I've kind of gotten to the point in my career, because I've been doing this 12 years, where I'm like, if you keep telling, like, they send us to these trainings and they show us to do things specific ways, but then they leave us with the footnote on like, do what's best for kids. And so I'm like, okay, out of all the things you just put me through 8 hours of training, and then at the end you want to tell me to do what's best for kids. So to me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do what's best for kids. I don't care what you just showed me how to show them. I'm gonna do what's best for that individual kid, for every single one of the students that comes across me, because um, trying to do like an umbrella strategy and expect every kid to learn it is just crazy. It's just crazy. It's not the way humans were designed. We're not all designed to be the same and work the same ways. So I'm 100% behind, like, you got to be yourself. You got to teach the kiddos to their best ability,
yeah,
because nowadays times are way different. Learning is way different. And I do get that a teacher perhaps is like, scared to ruffle feathers and is just kind of following the structure that they're given,
yeah,
which I suppose. But at some point in a career, you kind of reach that point where you're like, I got to just do what's best for these kiddos. This is how
Right.
they learn best, and I'm going to do that.
And it also kind of makes it hard on parents when these kids are coming home with this whole new way of like learning how to do, and I'm going to stick with math here, because like the first time,
Yeah.
our daughter came home was like drawing this box to do a simple division problem or a multiplication problem. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, this is how that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, but that's like 20 extra steps. And, obviously I shouldn't be freaking out like that in front of my kid, but like, I'm like, but why? I'm very much,
Absolutely.
I'm very much like all about efficiency. And that's not efficient.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and that's usually the process. I think most school districts, even outside of Texas, will probably they're going to teach them some outlandish way, and then they kind of narrow it and make it a little more efficient, and then a little more efficient, and a little more efficient. But sometimes, like you said, there's those kiddos that are just ready to just answer the question. They don't need 10 different strategies. So
right.
yeah, being able to balance that with everything else, I suppose. But no, I 100% get it. To the point where I kind of wanted to just start making videos on how the kiddos are learning to do different things.
Yeah.
That way, the parents can see, and then the parents can, help be part of the process where the kiddos are like, okay, this is the one that I like to do. And like, okay, let's do that one then.
Yeah.
Because there will be kiddos that cannot figure out how to do, we call it the standard algorithm, the most efficient way, right? The basic, the way we've learned how to do it. There's a lot of kids who cannot process that type of information yet, have those steps, and just kind of use it as like a rote process. So yeah, so I get it. I definitely get it.
Also, as a side note, Little Bear says hi.
Oh, how's it going?
He's
I'm like,
he came in, was like, tell everyone I said hi, and then he ran off. He's got a Nerf gun in his hands. He was just playing
well,
Call of Duty. I mean, this kid is all over the place.
yes,
So, I mean,
yes.
yeah, he's definitely a wild one. So yeah, no, and I'm glad that you brought up, like the idea of making videos, because like you don't see that often either from a teacher. Like, and you've got the know-how, you've got the ability, you've got the tools. All you need is a second channel and say, hey, here's what I've created for parents to watch. This is how you do this. This is how you do that, and this might help parents teach their kids at home, or give them the ability to help them at home, because that's something else that we run into. Like being a parent and learning a completely different way of how to do things.
Yep.
Your kids come home from school and they're like, I need help with this, and I'm like, well, give me 20 minutes because I have to go relearn how to do this.
Yes. Yes.
And then
I get that.
plenty of times I'm like telling my husband, I'm like, you got to take this one because I can't even. So
I get that one.
Something like that would be helpful from teachers for sure. And I really like that idea. So, let's see.
I'm still here.
Oh,
sorry.
That's okay.
I've been listening to you guys. Savvy was in the room and talking to me for a little bit, and we're both listening.
Oh man, Tyler just brought up Bill Nye. Do you ever use Bill Nye in your classroom?
I have used Bill Nye. There's newer versions of Bill Nye. There's new up and coming Bill Nyes in the world that are really, really cool, really, really interesting. And of course, they're more modern with all this modern editing and all that good stuff. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with going back to old Bill Nye videos for sure. That is hilarious.
I love Bill Nye, and he's got a whole. Well, it's not new, but a few years ago he came out with like this new, more adult version of Bill Nye the Science Guy. And
I need to watch that. That I have not caught.
It was fabulous. I loved it. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like he can still relate to, adults, and obviously he's an adult, but like it's like I've grown up with this man, and now he's putting out more adultish like it's amazing. Totally amazing. So Daddy looks like
Albie,
a super dapper.
how do you get packs, man? Like,
What's up?
are you waiting in lines and getting packs, or you just have your sources?
Well, I did, but now I have. Well, I had my sources, but there was waiting in line sources.
Gotcha.
So,
Because
but now I don't have anything, so I'll be on the loose. We do have a great what is it called? The card shop over here, Josh's Cards, which that's who helped us with yeah, that's helped us with um what's that called? They donated all the stuff that we gave away during
yeah,
the Christmas Clash and all that stuff. And so they're good to work with. They have reasonable prices based off of market and everything. Like right now,
hmm
$159.99 per booster box of the new stuff. So
wow,
that's pretty good.
that's yeah.
So right now they're the go-to. Other than that, used to have like a little stalker from Walmart to tell me kind of when, since I run a
When
giveaway.
to show up, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
not
yeah.
anymore.
I've always wondered. So then, how do you feel about like all these other people that put out content where they're just easily getting like they just go to their
Oh
local
yeah.
Dollar General like Brian or Pokeballer Mike that's just hitting those Walmarts and whatever he hits up Targets and just finds stuff like all the time.
I mean, I wish I could do the same thing. Now that I'm off of work, I could go to Targets and everything and try to find it, but I'm not the
Right.
kind of guy that walk or drive by a Target 10 times a day. So,
100%. a hundred
yeah.
percent. I've always like, but it does give some of our international friends because I've seen several of them on there. Like, y'all are so lucky. Like this, I'm like, dude, it's the same here. Just because one or two out of the 50 content creators you watch can find packs doesn't mean the rest of us like can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
I
so
wish
funny
I was
because
able to get distro. Savvy brought up a point that I might end up doing sometime or another. Savvy, you want to describe it? 'Cause I can't describe it.
I'm gonna step away for like 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
yeah.
You did. Tell.
So basically, if you get a case at a card shop, like you know how they have like display cases that you can buy and basically rent out,
Mhm.
that qualifies you as a brick and mortar because you have a physical location, and so
Oh
you
wow.
can get distribution like through that.
Nice. That's a huge input right there. That's crazy. That could be life changing for somebody that does the things that we do.
Yep. So I might end up trying that. It's just
Mhm.
if you go for it, you need a lot of overhead to
A
start
hundred
getting a
percent.
lot of quantities at least. Because
Yeah.
you can start off and they'll only give you like one booster box or something, But if you really want to be, actually getting product, you actually have to put money in.
Or you have
Yep.
to take all the stuff that people say is undesirable, but you wait a couple of months and it'll be desirable again.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with this market, 100%. Yeah, I've always felt like like we're misleading, or some of us are misleading some of our international friends. Like, there's packs here. They're each $5 or
They already looked in for like cost of living and travel
yeah,
costs.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, no, dude. Like, I live, like in the Houston area. This is what, the fourth largest city in the United States. I'm not finding a single pack on a shelf. There are already lines waiting, and they don't even know when it's going to drop. Like, it's just,
Yep.
I have
No, there
no
will be
like,
people waiting for there was someone waiting for 2-3 hours before the guys even show up, and there was a line. There was a
mhm,
line there, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
yeah,
Because I knew when he was going to be there, and I wasn't going to be there 3 hours early just to get
right,
$200 in product, and that's it.
yeah,
Have
So
you
no, I get that.
have you thought about trying to partner with like Josh's Cards as like a sponsor and like setting up or like trying to set up a deal with them that you can get a certain amount of product for for your channel if you promote them? I mean, because you do promote them a lot, and I will say Josh's cards is amazing. I love Josh's
That's
cards.
awesome.
I just put an order in with them yesterday, actually. I buy a lot of singles from them.
Savvy would be the person to go through for talking to them about sponsors or anything. She's the one
Get
that got
to it,
the
Savvy.
all the stuff, got all the stuff for the Christmas Creator Clash
Yeah.
last year. She went in there like a boss and had like a game plan, and she's a very business-esque type of person, and so she knew what to bring to the table. She only gave 2 options, and that was it.
I basically made it to where they couldn't say no because I already had everything prepared for them on a flyer, and I was like, see, you guys are right here, and you're, you know, right here by all these other people who are doing it too. And so it was like one of those things that you give them an opportunity to say, you know, no, but I can do this.
Yeah. I
So-
love that.
Mhm.
I love that. Now, so you guys don't rip and ship, right?
We do not. We do
I didn't
not.
think so.
We do not. I guess it's something that we've thought about. There's just the logistics in that would it just wouldn't work out for us. I wouldn't be able to get a hold of product at a pace where I can keep entertaining that basically. And
Exactly.
I've
It's
I've
hard.
you know I've gotten help from local card shops, but the funny thing is the ones that do really support our channel, they're not technically local. Like for me, it's a 6-hour drive to get there. We made a lot of like friends with the local card shops that are basically where my wife's family lives. So we're going there quite often, but not enough to just kind of keep this type of thing like a rip and ship going. So yeah, so we just kind of stayed away from that. Right now, we're leaning more into the entertainment type of thing. We're ripping packs, playing Pokemon games, and we're trying to entertain you. We've added different components. I don't know if you guys have been on lately, but we got the Tangia interactions. So people are able to jump scare us and stuff.
Wait, what?
Tangia, you ever hear of Tangia?
No.
Basically, it's interactions that your subs can do. They can literally do jump scares and stuff like midstream, and it just catches us and scares the crap out of us. They can throw memes up on our screen, sound bites. Like it's been a really really cool interaction piece for us. And we have Beck. Y'all seen Beck?
Yep.
She loves to call me a squirrel because I really am. My mind will be like, oh, squirrels, And I got one. I downloaded one specifically for her. So when she pops in, it just yells, "Squirrel girl," and it's just hilarious. So yeah.
Tangia, Tangia.
Tangia. And if y'all are thinking about it, let me know so I can send you a creator code that I have for sure.
Yes, please.
But yeah, it's just an online interaction thing.
I mean, if I could scare the heck out of ALB every time I come into his stream, that's priceless to me.
Yeah. It would be a good one.
Like with the stipulation so that people don't like.
What's it cost?
No.
Nothing for the creator, and you can set prices for your subs. So like you can make it cost 25 cents an interaction, but if you do that, be prepared for 1,000 interactions where it's going to be interrupting you. So you got to kind of weigh your things. For me, I set it at like $2 because that's one of the thresholds that we have on the channel for like buffing the hitbox or putting more cards in the hitbox or whatever. And also for our supporters giveaway. So if somebody does it, they also get an entry into the supporters giveaway type of thing.
I love that.
But yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Do you get any profit of the $2, or does it go to the app?
It's similar to YouTube. I think what YouTube takes, I feel like it says like 30%, but it's definitely a lot more. That one, I think you keep 80%. You keep 80%.
TikTok, it's 50.
Oh, nice.
But if you're gonna do it, you need to let me. I'm gonna send you a code because I could get.
I don't know how much
And
my computer can handle at this point.
actually, that's a good one though, because it actually doesn't involve you doing anything. You just basically set it up and tie it to your channel, and it'll just kind of take care of itself. You could put mods on it, and they can decide like when to push stuff out. Like if you're ripping a pack and you're doing your music where you know there's a hit in there and you're just kind of playing it out, whatever, your mods can pause the Tangia interactions. That way it doesn't interrupt like a moment like that.
Tyler
That's
is
awesome.
asking.
I just don't know if it runs off the CPU, GPU, because I mean anything that runs constantly in the background of Streamlabs, it makes it buffer. And I just uploaded. Did you see the
Yes, the card
price?
money thing, was it mint something?
Yeah, mint price. So I
Yeah,
have
I
that
saw that.
running at all times now, and so anything
that
So is
else
that
adding,
something?
yeah, I really need a new computer. That's just
I
not in
don't
the
think
budget
it
right now.
does though. I don't think, like, I don't even have to have it open. Like I don't have to go in and open it or anything.
Yeah.
Like I just set it. I just set it and it's like that. Now you got to go through and really like. So what I did whenever the first time I did, I just let it out. Like I just put it. We made like a midnight stream. Like it was really late, but it was still summertime, and people were popping up some crazy stuff. I literally deleted that. I deleted that. And Dibsy, I'll send you the thing. I deleted that VOD because it was crazy, like some of the stuff that was popping out. But me and Kiddio were having a blast with it.
Tyler says spent $50 to spam Baby Shark for 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. So there, yeah, and you could do that. You could definitely do that.
That is.
Yeah, but join us on Wednesday. You could check out, see if you like it or whatever. I could send you the creator code. That way, I get a little kickback. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
But yeah, check it out. It's really funny. It's really cool. And I know your people would love it, ALB, because they just love messing with you regardless. So
Yeah, they do. I would be a very good culprit for that.
and yeah, I don't think it, because remember, I had the most lag problems out of everybody, I think, ever. And it hasn't affected my stream like at all. And I have a bunch of stuff running. You were making fun of me the other day, like dude has 2 cameras, a game, and and expects it to go smoothly. Like I fixed it finally, but yeah, I got you. Actually, I started thinking of you opened my eyes when you said that. I'm like, damn it, he's right.
Man,
I'm doing too much.
I use my work computer for all my YouTube stuff too. But to be fair, it's technically actually my computer. I just have, I just happen to have, because it was given to me by my last job when they closed, and I just took it with me to my second job. So yeah, anyway.
No, whenever we first started the channel, I used my work computer, and to not be fair, yeah, it definitely was not mine. It belonged to the district, and we were doing all our streaming on that and all of our videos on that. But yeah, now we got our own laptop, thank goodness. But it was funny. We did use the work laptop.
That's funny.
I really need to upgrade to a desktop. That'd be amazing.
Me too. That's got to be the next step. Like a PC would be nice.
You need to get yourself some Alienware, man.
I just
Alienware,
and then I start customizing it and letting all my nerd friends tell me how to do everything.
Alienware is some of the best. I think, in my opinion, it's one of the best, brands you can get out there. But that's just me. Probably the gaming side of me too.
A lot of people say just to go to Micro Center. Yeah. Alienware is going to be expensive as hell.
Oh yeah, it's expensive, but at the end of the day, it's worth it.
If you guys haven't started an LLC, which I just started my LLC, I got my PO box, all that stuff. Like everything's legit now. And
Gypsy's like, ew, no, build your own. And Misha's like, eh.
Under my LLC, I can. When you start out in LLC, you have $5,000 that the government gives you, essentially. So.
Oh.
That's
be
cool.
something that you could use towards it. It's a write off, but they give you at expense. So
That's awesome. That's something to think about for sure.
Okay, so Tyler's asking what's everyone's favorite card with least money but most intrinsic value?
Ooh. I have, and it's funny because I have it out in front of me. I usually don't have these cards out.
because
My
your camera like
childhood,
this.
my childhood collection. Actually, I should probably turn the camera on to show this one off. I'm scared to touch my phone though because the screen went off, but apparently I'm still talking. So let's see. My first childhood pool. This is like one of. Oh my goodness. Hopefully this doesn't. Oh, there we go. Camera. There we are. All right. Just like I said, I was hoping it wouldn't show my face.
There we go.
What is that?
Baby.
An arrow?
I like that playmat.
Yeah, I do too.
It's like a
Oh.
comic book strip.
Let's see. Yeah, and it's got a little Zard at the bottom. It's got the Lucario over on the side. Well, they're all hidden. This was the first hit. If you look at the condition of this thing, I mean, it looks like I put it down on concrete and just stood on it and did a spin. This was the first ever tool that I got. Back when Pokemon was like new, base set was new. Every Friday, if I did good in school, my dad would take me to a local card shop where he worked, and he would buy me a pack. You know, like that was my thing. That was my motivation. Even though we probably didn't have like the funds for it all the time, they still did it. They stuck with it. So like I said, I was 10 years old when Ash was 10 years old. I was there from the beginning. And this was like the first pool I ever got out of a pack. And every other card I had, not every other card, but the majority of the cards I had from growing up actually got destroyed in a flood. So luckily this one I kept separate because it was, my first ever pool. But basically, what I've been doing is I have this binder. I had it in front of me because Pokey Rips Kellen just sent me. I have this little folder. I've been trying to secretly build a base set, master set for Kiddio, so I can surprise them with one day. And we've been working on it.
Don't tell them.
Or I've been working.
So don't tell them.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is
That
really
is
cool.
awesome.
This one's mine.
Aaron. Is that a Kamiya?
It's Kamiya. Yeah. He's just laying on the train tracks, just giving up on life.
I was like, where is he? What is he doing?
No, mine's always gonna be Ancient Mew. When it was $25, it was my favorite card. I had a stack of these Ancient Mews. I don't know what it is about them, but I just like Cosmo Hollow, and the whole card is Cosmo Hollow. So it's one of my favorite.
I swear that was going to be the card that I pulled out. But luckily, I had my base set sitting in front of me. If I didn't have this base set sitting in front of me with that Mewtwo, this is my favorite card.
It is my favorite card of all time. I have many different copies.
That is hilarious, dude. This is the only, by the way, when my mom pulled out literally a Ziploc bag full of what survived the flood, this was the only card that had a top loader on it.
Wow.
No other card I owned had a top loader.
I had a stack of them like this big. I don't know what I traded. I can't remember. I don't know if it was a base set Charizard. I got a stack of cards that were like this big of just Ancient Mews. And of course, it all got stolen when I went to college, and I left it in my mom's old place.
Damn.
I didn't take care of them.
Yeah. Wow.
What about this card, guys? You guys like this card?
Did you put that out there? Oh my goodness. Ow. For real, dude. Tyler, that is a great question. I have such a hard time picking a favorite card. Yeah, I honestly don't think I could pick a favorite card because I love so many. I love so many different cards that it's crazy. I do like that one.
This Pikachu is awesome. That's probably one of my all-time faves.
I will
I've
say
really
that one of my favorite pages in my personal binder. My husband gave me this idea. He's like, with Unknown, because you can write out words, he's like, you could have a page with your name written. So I did. I got he got me all the Unknowns, the letters. So I spelled out my name. And then there's also a trainer from like a mid-era Mary. And so I have only three Mary trainers in there. And then at the bottom, I have like Teddy Ursaring, the bears. And so that's probably my favorite page.
Yeah, it has your name on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And he did the same with his too.
Yeah. That is awesome. It was a great idea. I stole it.
That's okay.
I stole that idea and I gave it to Savvy and Unknowns with a plaque. Bought a plaque with the Unknowns. I want to see if she has it. Hold on.
That is so sweet.
Using the Unknowns. I think Boyd, and I'm pretty sure he popped in here earlier at some point, sent Kiddio the same thing. Unknowns spelling his name.
That's amazing. I mean, and you know their letters. Who would have ever thought to spell stuff out with them?
Charlie Kirk, how's it going?
Yo, Charlie.
Mishins is locked in.
Yes, he is. And I miss Mishan's streams. And I always get so angry with myself when I get online and I see that he's had a stream that I've missed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my buddy that I talked to off stream, because we originally had channels that were very similar. He's no longer really making content. Crit and Catch is the one that turned me on to Mishins, and my goodness, Mishins is just amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the art. I love when people bring art into the hobby too, and like Mishins and Kev the Pokeghost, how they there's this whole like huge art exchange, that Mishins does, and then Kev, is always doing the custom arts on the cards, and like I'm one of those people, like someone said it the other day, and Al, it might have been you, saying, I wish that all Pokemon cards were just cheap, that there was no like monetary value attached to them, because
right.
The reason I open all the other languages is because I'm in it for the art. I love the artwork, even on the common cards, like that's what I'm in it for. So why are y'all making me blush every time? It's just, I see people doing amazing things with Pokemon that has nothing to do with the actual price and monetary value of collections and that kind of thing. And that's what I like to see with it.
100%. Yeah. Yes. Like it should just be the hobby and
exactly
not have a market. It should not have a market, but let's see. Tyler, does Daddy-O sign cards, or is every card precious? I grew up on Yu-Gi-Oh as well as Pokemon, so I believe in the heart of the cards. They are precious, but let's see, where's my? We do sign whenever people ask. We typically sign Lechonks. So that's kind of what we do. We have our Lechonk luck here. That hasn't. I mean, one of the things about our channel, if you need to know, like we have regular pull rates. Like we are not pulling a crap. So if you want to see just regular dudes ripping and not getting any hits, we're the channel that you want to watch. because my goodness, like I said, Go Spencer, the hit rates over there, all the cards he's pulling is just out of this world. I don't know. I'm convinced. I started the rumor. We can all roll with it. There's enough people here that we can do it. He goes, he buys the singles, and he reseals the packs, and he acts like he pulls them. We're starting that rumor here. You heard it here first.
Yep, that's it. We figured out a secret.
There's no way you can pull that many SIRs, gold cards. It's just not possible. It's not.
I don't know how he does it, dude. I really don't.
But I also do know that he rips a lot more than we see. I will say that. Like, I'm sure he makes 100 videos and we only see 2 out of the 100. So he's ripping a lot of packs. He's just a billionaire, I think. But y'all heard it here first. Go Spencer, the dad, not the kid. The kid has no clue. The dad is stuffing the packs. Spread the word. Spread the word.
Puck said it, and I agree that everyone's got these Smokemon cards. I love the Smoky decks, but now we also need Kiddio Daddio signed cards.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Whoever needs one, we'll send it over. Hey, I mean, if you ever come watch our stuff, we're giving stuff away. I just sent 15 cards out from the last live stream. Like, we're just giving stuff away. One of the biggest separations I think our channel has from most is we don't really collect. We're Pokemon fans, not as much Pokemon card fans. We don't really collect, so mostly everything goes into the hitbox. Just recently, I got Kiddio into trying to, collect, and he got really excited about master setting. I think it was Perfect Order at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it pretty quick. We were going to like card shows and making trades and doing all this stuff. So I was giving away, I was trading away some of my older collection just so he can have his new collection. But for me, it was more about the experience and seeing him like get excited about, we go up to a case and there's the Meowth SIR, and he's like, oh, I want that, like, and just doing the interaction with the vendor, like, what do we trade? What can we trade? How much money on top? Yada, yada, yada. And that whole process was so fun. But yeah, we ended up mastering Perfect Order, and now just kind of, not thinking about collecting too much.
That's interesting, because I was going to ask you what kind of collectors you guys are, if you're collectors at all. And so that is interesting to know that there are people in the hobby that aren't really collecting, that are just in it for the actual Pokemon part.
Yeah. And so like we're ripping, let's say Pitch Black, and we pull like a really cool IR. And, everybody that's a collector is like, oh, that's a new card. I don't have that yet, and we're really big about like, okay, well, let's put it, we have our goals. Spokat loves to say, like, we love reaching the goals. We'll do like 5 super chats, we'll buff the hitbox, or gifted memberships, we'll buff the hitbox type of thing. And then even on top of that, because the thing we realized is that everybody that does donate, Charlie Kirk is here being one of the big ones, they were doing it anyways. So then it became like, okay, how can we make it more interactive? As a teacher, my one thing is, how do I remain engaging? Like, how do I keep people involved in what's happening here? So that was one of my big things. So then we set goals, and now like we try to reach the goals. And then people were just killing that. So I was like, I was thinking we're not doing enough for our people, for our community. So then we did a supporters giveaway where, once again, these people were donating, super chatting, gifting memberships anyways. So then I was like, okay, well, now we have a supporters giveaway. We're giving away 2 really cool cards. First place gets one of them, last place gets the other one, type of thing.
Yeah.
So always just thinking about how we can give back, because that's what we are. We're just trying to entertain you and hopefully some fun winning some Pokemon cards. Like, that's the basis of our thing. And yeah, we'll throw new cards into the hitbox as well. Yes, sir. Dono give me. Actually, Actually, that was one of the things I wrote down. Like I wrote down like these like little notes of like what are things that we can touch on. Uh and so I don't know how much you've dealt with this, but we've had problems, like not problems, I don't want to say problems, but we've had situations where like it's just straight up somebody that has way more subs than us that kind of linked up with us at certain points, and they're just taking what we do and running with it as if it were their own. No, like, oh, we got this from,
Yeah.
KiddioGame and DaddyOGame or anything. And it hurt us because at the time we have like, 200 subs or whatever. They have 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 subs. And of course, more eyes are on them. So whenever they do come over and see our little channel and we're doing the same things, it looks like we're copying them. You know what I mean? Yet
Yeah.
Kiddio
100%.
and I are the ones like spending hours like thinking like what should we do? Should we do this? Should we do that? Trying it out, getting it to work type of
Well,
thing. And it really like killed us at the beginning, a lot of
I'll
that.
I'll tell you, I have like duck sponsorships where you buy, get the sponsorships or whatever, but one duck gets you entered in all 3 races unless you win one. And I thought
Uh-huh.
I was original on that, and apparently someone else already had been doing that for a while, and I didn't know that. And I was like, wait, what? Really?
And that happens
I,
too.
I was
Yeah,
like
and
golden. I
that
was like,
happens too.
yo, this is sick. And then obviously,
Hmm.
nope.
I mean, and to be honest, like there's only so many possibilities for unique ideas for giveaways and stuff,
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
but like I'm
Charlie.
probably not going to do one today, but I'll wait and do it maybe on a Wednesday. But like I like to give away like base sets, like the start of a master set. So the stuff I give away is like I think last episode, excuse me, last episode we gave away the base set of I think it was Chaos Rising with all the comments on I mean all of it, the reverses, the standards, the hollows, the EXs, and then like an IR, a Pokemon Flart, and a Trainer Flart.
That's awesome.
And my
Like,
hope is that the
Insane.
people that are receiving these are the people that are hopefully going to really care about them and use them and actually try to master something.
yep.
Because that's the hardest part,
Absolutely.
honestly. And
It really is.
if you have a good start on it, you can spend way less money and buy, just pick up your singles whenever you can.
Yes. Yeah. No, definitely. Because I
Poor
have
Lori.
4 master sets. I know. I was reading that too. I have 4 master sets. We have Obsidian Flames, which is kind of what we started the channel with, just ripping a ton of Obsidian Flames.
Yep.
I have a 151. I have Phantasmal, Perfect Order, and right now we're 2 cards away from mastering Chaos.
Let's go.
Yeah. We were 3 cards away, and on the last stream we pulled the Chinchino SIR.
Wow.
But I will say, typically, Chaos Rising is the first time where the last cards we were missing weren't reverse hollows.
Yeah.
Typically, the reverse hollows are the ones that are just so difficult to get a hold of.
Yeah, and that's where like recently with the whole mega evolution. Now that's been a different story, but for us when we started, we didn't start collecting until like right after surging, and I am diagnosed OCD, and so one of those things that is really soothing for me is to start and finish something. So
Yes,
I'm a master setter.
love
And
it.
I know. And so when it comes down to like everything Sword and Shield and most of Scarlet and Violet, we ripped a lot of Scarlet and Violet, but for Sword and Shield, we ripped what we could, but then I would get on sites like Josh's Cards. And I put an order in for like 70 some cards yesterday, and a lot of them were, Pokeballs or reverses or hollows that I needed for a set. And that's just kind of how I end up completing. I ended up mastering all of Evolutions without opening a single pack.
Wow, that is crazy. That's so cool.
Right. I'm like 3 cards from Generations, and I've opened 1 pack. So it's taken some time, but it can definitely be done. But I love helping and seeing people complete something and just helping with it.
Absolutely. Another great question here from Tyler. Daddy-O, how does a KiddioGame end? Kiddio in high school,
Ooh.
college, or will it become so that's the big question. I mean, let's be like, if I'm just being honest, there were times where it was just like I'm done with this. Like it's so much money to find packs. I spend so much of my time, like I said, serving others, which is our calling. My wife and I. Time is money, and sometimes it's actually literally money. Helping
Yep.
families get some clothes or whatever. So like we are really in the business of serving others. And there was just no money for the cards, even for ourselves, that we do have 2 great careers. So I can't imagine for some of these families that aren't living with fantastic jobs or so on and so forth. So there were times where KiddioGame could have ended, and then something amazing happens. A channel, will challenge us to pack battle, and they're like, "We'll send you the packs too." I mean, there's some of the channels that don't even exist anymore. Pokémon sent us a Sea and Sky collection box. Um, Pixel Card Gaming would just send us packs, boxes, bundles. Like the channel would have ended a long time ago had it not been for the kindness of others, um, helping us get a hold of product.
That's
It's
amazing.
just insane.
Yeah.
But as far as the plan, because of course life could take you in those situations, right? But as far as the plan, I think we were talking about it earlier. Like my wife and I have joked, maybe we keep doing this, and eventually not. There's a channel Daddy-O Game, but maybe Kiddio becomes Daddy-O Game,
Yep.
and he has his own little KiddioGame, and they keep it going, type of thing. Or really, there's no plan. The only thing I say is, as long as we're having fun, we can keep doing it, right? And that's always been the basis behind our plan. It's just, if it's fun, we'll keep doing it. If it's no fun, then we'll walk away. I'm not worried about the monetization. I'm not worried about anything other than this is a bonding experience with my son. We tried the sports, um, he played baseball, literally the hardest hitter, the best fielder, like just a naturally talented baseball player. But he didn't. He during game, I was coaching. During the game, he's like, "Are we going home yet?" I'm like, dude, you're so good at this. Like, aren't you having fun out there? And he's like, no, I just want to go home. And so I was like, okay, well, awesome. He's good at it. That's what, as a father, you think like, oh, I want my son to be the greatest athlete ever. But his heart wasn't in it. So I was like, okay, well, we'll go home, and at the end of the season, we'll find something else to do. And we ended up landing on this when he turned 8. He's like, I want to have a YouTube channel. So we're like, let's go. He loves technology. He loves editing. He wants to be like a animator type of thing. So yeah, it's as long as we're having fun, we'll keep doing it.
Puck said, if you quit, we riot. No pressure.
Okay, no pressure, no pressure.
So do you, and I know I see you around in other channels. What's it like for you to go and network with some of those other creators? And like, do you enter the giveaways, or do you opt out of those, or how does that work for you?
Yeah, I always feel like I always worry because I'm more of a lurker, I guess is the best. I'll put on a channel, and either I'll throw on some earbuds and I'll be like doing something like cutting the yard, or cooking or cleaning, or just helping out in general. Um, there's not a lot of channels where I go in and I enter the giveaways because we don't collect. really. So even if I want to give away, I'm just putting it in my giveaways. So
Sure.
I'm kind of like, I'll just let that community keep those cards, and my community can come and get my cards that I already have. I have specific, channel friends that are like, no, we want you to join the giveaways. We want you to be interactive. Like you guys are entertaining, even in chat, and so they want us like there talking smack in chat. Brian from Ghost Spencer is one of them. He's like, come rile people up, talk smack with me, back and forth in chat, and so people already know that Brian and I are going to be going back and forth with each other. But I always feel like I hope these people don't think that I don't watch their content because I'm not chatting or I'm not entering giveaways. Giveawayception, says Puck. Because I do watch a lot of people. I do watch you guys. I probably don't interact a lot because I'm doing something else, but I'm there and trying to keep up and trying to just basically keep up. Not as much as the networking. There's parts of me where I really think about the future of the channel, like just being honest. And I'm like, sheesh, I would love to be in a situation like PokeRev or DPM. Like they don't have to go to anybody's channel and network. Everybody just comes to them. Everybody absolutely loves them. Like that, isn't that like the dream?
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, you do find that you're building all these really cool relationships as you do interact with people.
And I think that's the best part about it.
You going to Dallas Card Party?
You know what? That's a big question. I don't think it's in the cards for us this year. Like it's not even like it would be maybe like a 5-hour drive for us. What's that?
5-hour drives. What if you got tickets for free?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just, I mean, because there's just life in general. You know what I mean? Dude.
Broly has.
Well, we could talk. We could talk about that kind of stuff, I suppose, later, because it's just like, it's one of those things. I'm like, I don't know if it's in the cards for us, just life-wise, just I appreciate that. I appreciate that offer, definitely.
He's pondering right now.
I am. It is like, because I'm like, it's not impossible, but like definitely had to like move some stuff around or arrange stuff.
If you can't make it to Dallas this year, there's always Nashville next year.
Ooh, that's awesome.
So close to Dallas.
I am so close. You know what was crazy? The time that there was one in Florida, I was actually like an hour away, like in Florida. And then I believe after it was in Florida, it was again in Dallas. Was there one in Dallas like after that?
No.
No.
Obviously, no. Is this the first time there's one in Dallas?
I think so.
Okay. At some point, I was really close to like 2 of them, like really close. Like literally like less than 1 hour one time and less than like 3 hours away from another one. And this was just on like road trips.
Orlando,
road
maybe twice now. Somewhere else in Florida. Cali twice. Seattle once.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have been like any of those, because we like most of my funds, like, personal money that I do save up. It goes more to like traveling with the family and stuff. That's kind of what we save up for. That's kind of where my thinking is, because I'm like, if I do this, then this is taking, funds from our, spring break vacation or something like that. So that's why I always got to think about it.
So
I wish I was as rich as Go Spencer, but not quite there.
Here's a good question for you as a teacher. And this is going to be an opinion thing for you as a teacher. So we are going to Dallas. We're taking our son. And he is going to miss
the bathroom. Hold on.
He is going to miss 2 days of school, Thursday and Friday. How do you feel about that as a teacher?
That is an interesting question. So I've always been big on understanding that like there's days where it's less impactful, but it always depends on the family, because there are families that the kiddos don't show up to school like at all. Like you'll see them like once or twice a week. So that's really rough on them. But as far as I always treat every situation as an individual. It just depends on the kiddo and on the family's like motivation to make sure that that kiddo is getting an education, because you feel it from some families. They're like, oh, we're gonna miss 2 days, 3 days, we're gonna miss a week, what can we do? Is there something that you can send us so he doesn't fall behind or she doesn't fall behind, type of thing. And then there's some that never show up and never like answer the phone when I'm trying to get a hold of them, or never reach out to me and ask like what can they do to keep making sure that the kiddo doesn't fall behind or anything. So yeah, it's depends on a situation to situation, but you hope that the family values education, because if the family doesn't, then the kiddo won't. And just talking to you, even before the stream, like I can tell you guys are just fine. So yeah, no, definitely. I mean, when Kiddio doesn't like feel his best or he didn't sleep well, like I'm not opposed to like, dude, you need to stay home, because even if you go to school, you're not gonna. I always tell him like every room you walk into, you need to make it better.
Yep.
And I'll tell them like, with your attitude today, I don't think you're going to walk into that room and make it better. So if you think you need a day to rest, like we can let you stay with grandma and you can go, take a nap with grandma or whatever.
You look
And
like
he'll
a
miss a day or so.
super dad, super teacher.
No,
like,
I just tried. I always treat every situation like what would basically like, what you're told, like treat others the way you want to be treated. I really like, I get motivated by a lot of things that are just try to make everything around you better, I think. And that's kind of what I roll with. Like I get very, very motivated by inspirational speeches and all this stuff. Like I'm just watching inspirational quotes and videos on YouTube shorts basically most of the time. And they really do motivate me. And I really do try to live by them. My number one though, happy wife, happy life is 100% true. And so that's my number one rule for sure.
So Tyler's asking the best and worst parts of streaming that don't involve the community or fun. I think
that's a good question.
I think for me, like the worst parts of streaming are just making sure, because we live in a household, we have 6 people in our house. And a dog and a cat and a snake and a fish. And, I think for me, like the worst parts about streaming is just making sure that there aren't any like huge interruptions. Or someone just walking into the room, because I'm streaming from my work desk, my office, and I've had my daughter walk in with her friends and they're having a good time and they're cutting up, and I'm like, oh, by the way, you just streamed all that to like 30 people. And so
right.
I think that's I don't want to say the worst part, because it's not a bad thing. It's just funny when it happens. So what is the worst part, do you think?
Worst part, I mean, for me, like honestly, the financial aspect of it is pretty tough. Like I'm so in awe with these YouTube shorts every single day popping out with a pack rip. I'm like, dang, like that's a $5 YouTube short you just made. And if you're making one every day, I'm like, how do you keep up with that type of thing? So that's always been one of the worst parts of it. Like the fact that, you don't realize like there's a lot of money that goes into it. The other part was, and it says not involving community, was the one situation where our whole community was targeted by that one individual. I don't want to give too much attention to it, but I mean, ALB knows, we were like the focus. Like for a while, KiddioGame became like the focus of his attacks.
That was scary.
And it was like to the point where we actually had to get authorities involved and really like work through that. Luckily, Kiddio had no clue about what was happening. It was just my wife and I handling everything. But yeah, it was that was like by so it's like there's negatives that come to it. You'll catch some negative comments, and you don't when you try to live your life so positively, definitely getting hit with some negativity out of nowhere for it's like you don't if you don't like it, just scroll away, you know?
Yeah,
Why do you have to say anything type of thing?
it's that
So
moment where,
yeah, just
the old saying, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. Like,
mm-hmm. Yep.
you don't have something nice to say, just don't say it at all. And I remember, like, when this was all going on, I know you guys were a huge focus, and then ALB was part of the focus. Even Smokamon was
Yep.
part of the focus, and I'm like,
Yep.
I literally went to this guy's channel just long enough to report him, but I was like telling ALB, I'm like, you need to. This was before he had the PO box. I'm like, dude, your address is out there for people like this.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is literally a psychopath. And it's coming to a point where he's literally stalking you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And to think that he has your address, he could show up at your house and harm you in one way or another, and all your info's out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was so scary.
Absolutely.
This guy was scary.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a very trying time for us. But most definitely, if we're gonna highlight that as one of the worst, I also got to turn around and be like, the community is literally the best part.
Absolutely.
Just we never imagined, like we're monetized, like it's crazy for the kid and I to just sit here and really think about that and be like, that's so crazy. Like, we were just trying to find something to do together that obviously wasn't going to be baseball because he wasn't, that into it at the time. And we were just looking for our hobby to do. My daughter is a athlete through and through, and what I do with her is any sport, softball, now helping her with cheer and those types of things. I was just looking for the one thing to do with Kiddio, and it was this, and we never imagined it would become what it has become. So yeah, the community being the best part, and of course the time that I get to spend just bonding with Kiddio. Those are hands down the best.
What you got there? Yeah, but what flavor, Dum Dum? Oh, what a Dum Dum. Oh my, yeah. So for sure, I think then Tyler kind of pushed that along a little bit further and said, "What's worse, the technology or the people?" And people are scarier than technology. I think, like, that's probably not a popular opinion, but I think people are scarier than technology because you can't have technology without people.
Absolutely.
And
I agree.
I'm obviously I'm an advocate for, kindness and patience, and I'm a hippie through and through, barefoot hippie. So I'm all about, love everybody, blah 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 blah. But every now and then, you find someone that's just like, this guy was picking some of the nicest and more, truly kind human beings to pick on. And I was like, why these people? Why are you picking these people to do this to? It just made no sense to me at all.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. It was an experience. Through life, that's all you can do. I've had some crazy experiences. I've told stories on the channel where either I've had my car stolen, like I've actually had my car stolen, or one time where I accidentally stole somebody's truck, and that was a whole story all in its own.
Oh, I remember
funny
that
story. Yeah, so just those things that kind of come up. I've lived quite a life. I don't know how, but I definitely have a lot of stories to tell. Even what we were talking about earlier talking paranormal. I'm like, I got my paranormal stories. We can be talking all day.
Oh, we're gonna get to that in a minute.
Oh yeah, and the funny thing, sorry, I got squirreled here by Right on Ribs. He says the best is the roasts from Kiddio to Daddio. And that's so funny because I was talking about that earlier, right on before you showed up. Just the fact that the more comfortable Kiddio gets with playing the role of KiddioGame and DaddyOGame, I think the more entertaining we become to people, because he's a silly kid. He's funny, like extremely funny. He just has trouble. He thinks it's going to be disrespectful, or I'm going to take it in a disrespectful way, but I'm trying to tell him, like, put on the mask. You're KiddioGame, I'm DaddyOGame. It's not,
Yep.
You and I, a day to day type of thing. And the more comfortable he gets with that, I guarantee the more entertaining we become, because he's funny.
I love that. Tyler just called you a felon for stealing someone's truck or car.
I really almost did. It's a good story. It's a good story. I'll retell it at some point, but it's a good one.
So I mean, the fact that your key worked in someone else's vehicle, like, it kind of makes you wonder, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yes. Now my dad is a mechanic, and he said that well, now it's different, right, with the key fobs, but throughout the history of like GM and Ford and stuff, there really is only about 7 to 15-ish different variations of keys. So it's actually a more common thing than you would think.
wow. So let's
I was
talk about
listening in, guys. I'm back.
your other interests. And besides Pokemon, what are your other interests? Like, what are you into? What are your hobbies? What do you truly enjoy doing that's outside of teaching and Pokemon and family?
Definitely what we talked about. I love paranormal, listening, watching, trying to experience.
Oh God. Another
So
Mary.
yeah, we were bonding about that before you showed up, ALB. Love traveling, and every time we do travel as a family, we always have one paranormal stop. So I've been to some very interesting locations.
Another Mary.
God
damn.
Yeah. I mean, I like, there's just trying to, like, I don't know how to put it into words. Just trying to not keep everybody happy, but like letting everybody kind of put their own flavor into our day to day. So we always try to do something, that Kiddio wants to do, or something that my daughter wants to do, or something that my wife wants to do, and it's the four of us, and we just try to keep it fresh, try new places, and just enjoy our time, whether it's together or whatever. So yeah, I'm a liker of many things: music, video games, like everything and anything, pretty much.
I'm gonna make ALB go ghost hunting with us sometime at the Sally house at that.
That
Mary,
would
you
be
ever
awesome.
go to down to Hot Spring, or not Hot Springs, but Eureka Springs, and go to the Crescent Hotel?
I've never been there, but I know about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to some in San Antonio, some in New Orleans. I've been to the famous Myrtle's Plantation, which now people are so woke you can't even say you've been there, but I went for the paranormal experience and nothing else.
Dude, I want to go there.
So, yeah. Oh, that one was, oh my goodness, that one was a good one. Yeah, but we look up local hauntings, and we'll like drive to those places, and all types of stuff. And it'll be all four of us. Kiddio loves that stuff too.
Yeah.
So
I definitely feel like we need to get our boys together, because that's a yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we can get a good group together, and we can just go search and do our thing for sure.
I don't know very many people that have kids that are into it, like Kiddio, or like our son. Like, it's pretty rare, I think, to find someone with a kid that's into it like that.
Yeah, no, we are definitely like it is just it's our thing. I'm gonna get on your Discord and I'm gonna see if I can share some of the videos because they are good.
Nice.
They are good.
Now there is a place in Texas. It's in Mineral Wells.
Mhm.
And my husband and I took our daughter there, and that place was absolutely wild. Like I that's not a place that we would take our son. That's not a place I would trust to take him. He's
Okay.
way too young and way too vulnerable for his age to be in a place like that. There is nothing positive about that place. It was all negative. You felt wrong. You felt you should not be there. Like it took a lot just to stay in the house, and we stayed there overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was a crazy place, and it's right down the street from the baker, like literally a block down the road from the baker. But the whole
I
town,
love that.
it's another one of those places, man. The whole town felt weird.
I'm trying to think of if I know exactly what you're talking about.
You probably do. There's a
I
video of
probably do.
there's a video of a
Yeah.
woman and her group that are hunting there, and she is laying in this bed. There's a guy laying next to her, and they're hunting, and all you see is something like it looks like her legs get pulled over, and then she is yanked
Like
off the bed.
yanked her off, right?
Yes,
Yes.
and
That's
I've
the
been
house that you can rent for a
yes,
night.
bro.
Okay,
So
okay.
we were there, we were in that room, and I'm looking at this room, I'm looking at this bed, and there is no way possible. And I tried to think of every different possible way. There's no way possible that anybody could even be like off to the side or, under, like, you couldn't be under the bed at all. But even
Uh-huh.
just off to the side, you couldn't get enough torque to pull a full grown adult, even a small adult.
Right.
You couldn't, it wasn't possible. Something
That's
pulled her off of that
crazy.
bed.
I do remember that video and I do remember that place because I know I've told my wife, I'm like, we should rent it, type of thing. But yeah, no, definitely. One of the ones that's like coming to mind, it was in New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
I rented, I mean, New Orleans is just kind of known for
Mm-hmm.
being one of the most haunted, cities in all the United States. Well, I rented a hotel and it was like kind of like in the heart of New Orleans. And on that, I also booked us a paranormal tour. So of course we're taking the tour. They're telling us about this place and that place and this. And the very last place they talk about, which is my family had no clue. Kiddio, my daughter, my wife, they had no clue, was the hotel we were staying at. And they were just in awe, like they were shocked but excited when they realized that the hotel we had booked was the one we were going to stay at was the one that was part of the trip, and they literally said it was the most haunted hotel in New Orleans. So we were like, yeah, that got exciting real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, did they allow you guys to do any investigating, or was it something that you had to kind of sneak around and investigate, or?
You had to like sneak around to investigate if you wanted to.
Yeah.
We were kind of like in the heart of it, so it was super easy for us to do our little investigations and stuff. But I think the people there are just really open to it. They kind of know what people are coming for, type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Have you ever caught any evidence that you would consider yourself to be like undeniable?
Everything that we've caught that we know is legit, like because like we lived it.
Yeah.
It could always be debunked, like, oh,
Mhm.
it's a sound. I haven't caught anything visual, at least. Oh, well, I have in San Antonio. There's that railroad tracks that I told you about, where
Yeah.
apparently you get pushed across the railroad because a school bus full of children
Yeah.
perished on the railroad when the bus got stuck. Right down the road, there's like a cemetery, like maybe a mile and a half away from it. and you kind of have to go past it to like loop around. So with like our GoPro or whatever that we had hooked up to the car, when we passed, there was clearly, even though it was an empty cemetery, there was clearly a girl standing there. And my wife had
Wow.
that photo in one of our old cell phones. So I don't know if we were able to like salvage it or recover it or something. But oh my goodness, that was probably our only visual. Everything else is like sounds and stuff that popped out of nowhere that we were able to record. But it's like anybody that doesn't believe or doesn't like know your integrity is going to be like, nah, that was you know, a
Sure.
grasshopper or some random, you know.
It's dust.
Yeah, exactly.
When you did the railroad tracks, did you do the powder on the back of your car?
We did do the powder on the back. There were marks, but the interesting thing about it is if you go with a dirty car
Yeah.
and you put powder, you'll see the marks that were there before.
Yep. Yep.
Once the powder kind of gets blown off, it shows like what was there before. So it was one of those where we're like, okay, I don't know if this is like fresh or this was the powder blowing off, and you can still see the old dirtiness that was on the car type of thing. So yeah, no, but it's you want to believe it, like you're there.
Okay.
We were recording there. They say that those railroad tracks don't run anymore, and we clearly caught like a train like honk, like, you know, doing the horn
Yeah.
like not too far away. And it's like, where did that come from? Because there's literally no working railroad tracks near there, type of
That's
thing.
interesting. I should totally. I'd love to do a podcast on just strict paranormal too at some point. If
That'd be
anyone would
awesome.
be interested in watching, listening, you know, give me a thumbs up because
Abby said yes.
Yes, Mary.
Savvy. I knew Savvy would be down.
Do it. I need to know more.
Yes, I mean, I have some photos and I'll have to upload them. That place in Texas, when we stayed there, there's actually two levels of rental. You can either pay the basic rental and just go in and spend the night. But if you want to stream it or put anything on a social media of any kind, like you have to pay a little bit more and you have to sign all these papers. And because they had some issues in the back and, you know, in the past, you know, with people posting stuff on their social media, and a lot of it, some of it was false, and they were getting some bad, you know, bad stuff going on. But
yeah.
So I wasn't able to actually post anything on social media with it, but I do have photos that I just posted some basic photos in the Discord the other day. But I have a video. I have two videos where we're sitting at a poker table, and it's, you know, my husband's on my right. I'm against the, you know, I had my back to the wall. My daughter was straight across me, had her back to the other wall. And on my left, we had a K2 meter, and we're playing a game. And the whole time we're playing, we're treating this open seat as if someone's sitting there playing the game, you know. And the K2 meter is going off this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And coincidentally, that hand actually lost. And when it lost, the K2 meter just stopped going off. And
wow.
so, yeah. And as we're playing this hand, we also catch a voice behind my daughter. It was audible to our own ears, but I also caught it on recording. It sounded like someone saying something. You can't ever hear what it, you know, can't tell what it's saying. But I came back, and my husband and I put down another like an EMF reader, and I'm showing this off. I'm like, okay, you see in the last video, this K2 is going off just crazy the whole time and then just stops. But I'm looking at this EMF meter now, and it is just dead. Zeros across the board, nothing. So nothing changed about the environment, and yet that electromagnetic field was, you know, was fluctuating in such a crazy way, and then just stops dead. Come on. So
yeah.
Can we rate Unsolved Mysteries at the end? Absolutely, Tyler. I grew up watching Unsolved Mysteries, and that's probably where all this came from for me was, watching Unsolved Mysteries when I was a kid.
Yeah, and they would always have the one paranormal one that they would sneak in there at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the story I waited for every time I watched Unsolved Mysteries.
Yep.
Like when are they going to do the paranormal one?
Mm-hmm. So yes,
That's so
absolutely.
funny.
We'll definitely have to do a paranormal podcast at some point.
I'm telling you, yes, that is definitely one of my hobbies. Listening to just paranormal stories, watching paranormal videos, or trying to experience it 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so intriguing. And I think it kind of comes from too, like our natural human curiosity as to what comes after death and what becomes of us. And
Yep. Charlie says Scooby-Doo. That does spark a paranormal interest.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Do you believe in aliens? I do. I believe it's impossible for us not to be alone in this universe.
Yeah, it's more likely that there's aliens than there not being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it would be, what's the word for it? Naive of us to think that we're alone.
Yeah, like how much of an anomaly would humans have to be to exist and there not be any other life form on another planet or anywhere else in the universe? Like that would, yeah, we would be extremely naive to think that way.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna go ahead really quick and post my Discord in here for everyone to join, because I did just start it. And of course there's all those fun little channels that people can get into. So,
yeah, I'm definitely going to be rolling around in there soon.
Oh, Unsolved Mysteries, Tyler. 100%. Aliens. Ancient Aliens is funny to me.
You just say Ancient Aliens, and I don't know the guy's name. I did, but the guy with the spiky hair. Oh my goodness, he's just like the face of it for me. Like he is the Ancient Alien for me.
Yep.
But definitely Unsolved Mysteries. Definitely Unsolved Mysteries.
Absolutely. Well, does anyone have any questions for Kiddio that they want to put in the chat? Al, did you have anything you wanted to add? We kind of just talked right over you today.
No, I'll let you guys shine, Mary. But this your thing, Mary Bear. So I'm just here to be a filler.
No, you're not.
But I'm glad and I'm happy to see you at Dallas Card Party, Daddy-O. So can't wait.
Oh.
Yeah, if you can make
it. By the way, Alp, I wasn't. I think you're close to Brian, right?
Yeah, he's in Iowa or whatever.
I was in Nebraska, like a week and a half ago. We took Kiddio to his first concert. It was Dylan Scott, a country concert.
Yeah.
And we were up there. But that was my first experience of going to a Dollar General and seeing packs. Like literally, I drove to some Dollar Generals like in the middle of nowhere, and they had like hundreds of hanging boosters and tins. Those what is it? Like the slack off or slacking tins and dark ride tin. Like they were like fully stocked with cars. So I'm like, if I lived here, I could run a rip and ship. Like I really like that was literally the one thought that came to mind. But it was also like our anniversary, so I wasn't gonna get any. But my wife is like, go grab 10 from. We'll stop at 3 of them, and you get 10 at each one, and that'll be my anniversary gift for you. And I'm like, perfect. So yeah, we ended up coming home with a lot of Chaos Rising and some tins and stuff.
Yeah, if you ever go to Josh's Cards, they have them for literally $5.50 a pack. So it's like,
dude, that's awesome.
You don't even have to go anywhere to try to hunt them. But once 30th comes out, of course, everything's going to be like $15 a pack. And Josh's probably be at like $10, but they'll sell out probably pretty quick.
Yeah. And Rafa, don't worry. I have like $10 generals within like 5 miles of me, and there's no cards at any of them. So don't assume that there's going to be cards. There's what, 1, 2, 3. There's like 5 vending machines within 15 miles of me, and they're never stocked.
Yeah.
So yeah, just because they're there doesn't mean there's actually cards available.
Somebody just asked a second ago, what is the best subject to teach? Right on Rips wants to know what's the best subject to teach.
Right on. For me personally, I like teaching math. I would think science because it's more hands-on and a lot of fun, but I like to see the way people think, or in this case, the way the kiddos think, because everybody has such a unique way to finding an answer. And I was literally giving this speech to them this past week, either Thursday or Friday. I was like, how do you get to school? Like, what way do you drive? What way does your family drive? And everybody, there's like 15 different ways to get to the school, but we all end up in the same place. And that's what I was kind of trying to show them. Like, there's so many ways we can solve this problem as long as we all get to the right answer. It doesn't matter how we got here, type of thing. So I like those aspects of math a lot more than science.
So Tyler is asking, name one pokey person you want to hang out with on camera and one off camera.
On camera, Mary Bear and ALB, and off camera, the same two. And we could throw Goat Spencer in there.
Heck yeah. We're going to hunt someday.
In terms of, I'd like to see the inventory that other, like those huge YouTubers have, like Deep Pocket Monster or PokeRev or Bolt, or, you know, like I'd love to see their inventory.
Yeah, I would too. I keep saying I want to spend like 10 minutes in PokeRev's.
I feel like you could probably rip so much that you would get tired of ripping. Like, that's how much they have.
It's a good thought experiment. Like, you know, if there was a zombie apocalypse, where would you go to find Pokemon? I'm gonna find a distribution center somewhere, and I'm gonna shack up there.
Right.
And just rip until I can't rip anymore.
Oh,
be that person like wheeling the wagon behind me full of, you know, master sets because I ripped so much.
In the apocalypse, you're carrying around master sets.
Better believe
that would be quite a sight. That would be a sight.
That's funny. What about you, Al? Who did you hang out with?
Definitely Vault.
That is a good question for
Al. Just to hang out with. I like doing card parties and seeing everybody that we usually see. I mean, it only gets the realest whenever you share all these spotlights with all these other smaller YouTubers and then coming together and stuff like that. It's just a cool moment, and I love just hanging out with everybody, being a part of the same space and everything. We can collaborate and mesh on some really neat topics that we all understand, you know?
Yeah. And I think it gives you the opportunity, too, to get to know people outside of Pokemon. Like, especially when you're sharing a house with, you know, other people. Because, Kitty, I don't know if you know, but, like, when we go to Dallas, like, it's my husband and son and I are sharing a house with ALB and Savvy. And then there's BHG Carvault, Jakari and Vesa. And then Gangsta Guru and Shiggy are going to be there, and then their Liz Pack battle, and then Alter Ego is going to be there too. So we're all going to be in this house together.
That is awesome. Yeah, from what I've heard, the experiences have been that way, because I know we talk a lot with another channel, Toke Pools, and they often go to the card parties, and they're always staying with somebody. Like, I'm like, what? Like, how do you even know them? I didn't know you knew them. Type of thing. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be. I'm really excited to meet Ebony. I feel like she's gonna be a blast.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Habit's gonna have me rolling, laughing the whole time.
Oh, I know Toke pulls. I watched them a few times. Woo.
Yeah, the young couple just kind of doing their rip and ship. They're awesome. They're awesome. They've been really, really kind to us.
That's awesome. So how can people help with your your sort of like the work that you're doing for the schools and stuff? How can other people like help that?
Okay. Well, let me see. Let me see if I have examples of what we do. So we basically, so it's like bulk,
Yeah.
These are like the mini mystery packs that we make. So in the kiddos, they spend their hard-earned points on a pack of Pokemon. It's a mystery, just like if they were to go to the store and buy a pack of Pokemon. And I usually have, a handful of them like in a box or something. I put the stickers. I should have brought the box, not thinking that we would talk about this. I should have brought the box so I can show that I put the stickers of, people that are donating. So there's like Toke Pools, Less Than Go stickers, like just people that have sent and sent us stickers as well. We put it on there. So when they buy, we try to make it like, okay, well, this one's one of like our God packs. Never mind. I have another one, but like, full of EXs and of course the energy. This is a hollow energy. This is like an example of one of our God packs. People send EXs. Every now and then we can put like an IR or a cheaper SIR. I think I put a ton of the ice cues from Obsidian Flames because Kiddio and I pulled so many of those.
Oh my.
That was like it's going up. Yeah. I'm like, we've probably given away some really great stuff at this point because, I've given away cards when they're significantly cheaper, but not a problem. So, so they even have their little card trick that we like to tell them. And it kind of got to the point, it's just bulk. And then we like to end it with a hit. Whether it's a hollow rare or an actual EX, we try to do it, the same way a pack would be at the store.
Okay.
5
cards in each pack?
We do 5 cards. That's basically what we can shove in here without ripping the actual sleeve. So we just kind of went with that.
Okay.
But we take at like bulk EXs, cheap IRs or SIRs, and it all just goes out to making these packs. The way these kids light up when they get even a hollow rare, or especially when they pull like an EX or an IR, full art, whatever it is, it's just like I wish I was that excited when I pulled an EX at this point. Kind of reminds me how Kiddio and I were when we first started the channel, and we didn't really know about the cards, and we got something that looked different, and we're like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, I bet people were rolling their eyes like, oh my God, they just pulled an EX and acted like they, got a God pack. But just seeing that light in their eyes is kind of what makes it worthy. And it's so crazy that it was just a thought Kiddio had. Like, why can't we give our cards to my friends? And evolved from going to one classroom and then a whole grade level and then 2 grade levels and then a whole campus and then a whole district. And now we spread them across 2 separate school districts that are both Title I low income families that, otherwise wouldn't be able to spend their money on Pokemon cards because they need to take care of the family and get what they actually need. So, we just try to spread the love, and every kid that's, purchasing these packs with their hard-earned points, they really deserve them. And I'm glad it makes them happy, type of thing.
So if someone in our chat right now would like to send stuff to you, how does that work? Where should we send it?
The best communication I've been having with people has been through Discord. We do have a Discord. I'm in ALB's Discord, so you can DM me if you don't want to join our Discord, or I will be in Mary's like right when the stream ends because we're talking paranormal for sure. So that can be the best way to reach us. And then check out our channel. Come hang out with us. We give everybody cards. We love doing the giveaways and hanging out with you guys as well.
That's awesome, man. Nope. Puck says 1 sec. He's working on something.
I ski to the moon. Yeah, so I will be there very soon.
Awesome. Well, I definitely really appreciate that, and you'll definitely be hearing from me soon because I definitely want to kick in on some of this stuff for these kids because I think it's a great idea and it's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
Very
really
good
thought
encouraging.
love
it.
Was that Al?
I said it's very positively encouraging and stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And some kiddos just need something to work for, you know, they just need some external motivation. And sometimes it can be something as simple as a little pack of Pokemon cards. You just never know. And it does so much for these kiddos. They light up. It's there's nothing like it. I really thought like with the amount that we open, and we open 10 packs a week. So on a stream, I will open 10 packs. We haven't made any like short form or long form videos in so long just because of the ability to get packs. So I used to think like, oh, we open enough packs to have, you know, bulk to keep making these. And no, the movement just got so big that it's like we have no more bulk left. Like if you came into our house and try to guess, you know, what we did, you probably couldn't even tell that we opened a whole lot of Pokemon cards. Like there are not very many, not as many as you would think. I'll put it that way.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, and it's just because they go out. Like we don't need them to just be sitting in a box somewhere here in the house or in a closet or something. Where they might as well go out into somebody that's going to make them happy.
Now, do you
use them?
Do you also do other languages for these packets, or are they just English?
We do. You know what? Last year, I got a big donation from VIP of Nothing that was a lot of Japanese cards, some Korean cards, bulk, and some hits. And sure enough, when the kiddos were pulling like a Japanese full art or a Japanese IR or Japanese EX, they were like in awe. Like they were like, this must be really rare if it's a different language. So, you know, like they don't know any better because they don't have experience with these things. They just know that they like Pokemon, you know, they're kids and they're so happy with anything and everything. I promise you.
I'm going to have a big box coming to you pretty soon, I think.
That's so awesome. And we thank you. And I'm going to let Kiddio know. He's going to be so excited.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, that's awesome because we have so much bulk. Like, it's to a point, I'm taking bulk to Dallas with us to give to Savvy to end up eventually at Josh's cards. So, yeah. So, no, that's awesome. But what about other TCGs? Do you have packets of other TCGs or is it just Pokemon?
As far as right now, it's only been Pokemon. That's a really good, like, I haven't even, you know, we're just like Pokemon through and through. I hadn't even considered any other TCGs. That's the first time anyone's asked me that question. Okay. That is very interesting. I actually do have probably a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh bulk. I'm not going to lie. That's from my childhood.
Because I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I also really like My Little Pony. And and you know, there's some other TCGs. I wouldn't say they were all definitely kid friendly, but there's some other TCGs that you know, but it might be interesting to throw some of that in the mix too.
That would be interesting. I never once even like thought that. You were the first person that asked that. That is very interesting.
Yeah, there you go. So, but yeah, no, yeah, does anyone else have any questions for Daddy-O? What is this? So a train leaves Chicago at 9:22 p.m. Central, and a train leaves Phoenix. Oh no! Did they have fun today? Was the final question.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, they did. They had a lot of fun today.
Charlie says, "That's so awesome, Daddy-O." Charlie, you are so again, a lot of the super chats and gifted and stuff like that money, when we finally do get it, like ALB, like it's like once a month, you get it all at once. I usually use that money to put some gas to go deliver the bulk packs, the mini packs we call them. Use it to ship stuff out to people that won. So it really all does go back to the channel, and it goes back to that process there. So like Charlie, who always supports us, is always gifting memberships and dropping super chats. Like, you're part of it too, man. That money goes to that as well. So don't think that you're not part of it just because you're not sending a bunch of cards over here. People love their cards. Even if you want to keep your bulk, you keep your bulk. But if you're, dropping supers and gifteds and stuff like that, that helps the same process, because we, it's all part of KiddioGame.
So I know that Brian
Always helps.
Brian also sends you, like, does he send you like bulk boxes that other people have sent him, or how did that work? Because I know you
So
said he
there's
helped.
several. Well, that's how I figured out that this man is opening way more Pokemon packs than he's letting on, because he sent me one of the biggest boxes I've ever seen. And I thought, there's going to be some Obsidian Flame, some, Phantasmals, some Mega Evolutions, base set, Paradox Rift. I was thinking like this man was, sending just bulk that he's accumulated over time. This was bulk that he had just accumulated. It was literally a box full of only Phantasmal reverse hollows. I don't know, like, so what is that? Every 2 reverse hollows is a pack,
Yeah.
right? So that's,
Yep.
I was like, holy moly, like he's hiding his millionaire life from us, because how in the world has this man opened this many Phantasmal packs? It was all Phantasmal and it was all reverse hollows.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how I figured out that he is rich.
He is rich.
So yeah, in pure volume of rip impacts, he probably is averaging the same as everybody else, just in shock with how many packs he actually does open, apparently.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well,
But yeah, he sends us both. He's sending some more soon as well, so that's really cool of him. He's awesome. He's willing to share with everybody.
awesome. I didn't know if he was like someone that, if someone already has his address, if they could send to him and he would be willing to send on to you, or same with Al. I didn't know if you had any sort of middlemen that you work with. So
Well, I know Brian definitely would. He would do that. And he also does where he does his giveaways, and he'll offer people, like, if you don't want, some of the cards in your that you want in the giveaway, we'll send them to Kiddio so he can put them in the mini packs. So yeah, he does that as well.
that's awesome. Perfect. Okay. Well, my earbuds are dying. Apparently 2.5 hours is about that cutoff for my earbuds.
You need to get some more earbuds, or
I know.
the mic. Set up your mic so that it doesn't have background noise and all that stuff. It's really easy.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
And then don't forget, I'm streaming in an hour and a half too. So
Yes,
everybody,
yes, you
you're
are.
welcome to come over and hang out.
Absolutely.
Finally, my first stream back. Jesus Christ.
Yay.
Let's go.
So, but Kiddio, Daddy-O, all of the above. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I mean, this has been an excellent conversation, and I really, really love what you're doing. And I'm definitely excited to help. And I really hope that, if anyone out there in chat can help, great, do it. It's going to an amazing cause. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on here. I've known about you for a long time, Kiddio, Daddy-O, and I know what you're doing over there is amazing. So just keep up the awesome work. I know you will. And man, I appreciate you. I got a lot of respect for you too. So being a teacher and doing all the stuff that you do, and being a dad on top of it, and everything that you see over on his channel, and how Kiddio acts and all that stuff is just a representation of him being a great dad and awesome teacher in life. So You're a good dude, man.
Yup.
Thank you, man. Thank you
Yup.
so much.
So I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go raid our last guest. Hey, Smoky Mon! We're gonna go raid our last guest because he is currently live. So
Let's do it.
let's do
Perfect.
it. We're gonna run over and say hi to PokeRips MS. Give him a big old bear hug. But yes, thank you all so much for coming out today. And again, Daddy-O, thank you so much for being here and talking to us. And yeah, let's
All right.
let's have a great day.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. Bye.